It's a huge number. And I'm wondering how does Flagstar and any other acquisitions that you're thinking about for 2025 fit into your growth strategy? You said you didn't go at this aiming to be number one, rah, 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 but you are by far the number one right now, I think.
Yeah, we are. Look, we have an amazing team, and the team is really, acquiring portfolios. Doing a transaction like Flagstar is that's in our DNA, and we're really, really good at it.
I'm thrilled to welcome Jay Bray to Powerhouse. Jay is the chairman and CEO of Mr. Cooper. Jay, congratulations on an incredible Q3. Your servicing book was up to 1.239 trillion in unpaid principal balance at the end of the quarter. What is your strategy behind amassing such a large book of MSRs?
Well, first, I would say it's great to be here, Diego, and thank you for having me. Definitely a fan of the program and the podcast. Look, I think ultimately we're trying to build a balanced business model, right? And so servicing, we've been a servicing centric company, for a few decades now. But we also have a strong origination platform. And so the way we think about, acquiring the servicing as well as the subservicing business is it's an ecosystem that, we take care of our customers. We can retain them via our direct consumer origination platform and really help them, on their home ownership journey. So it's kind of like a flywheel that helps them with their most important asset. And, we never said, hey, we want to be number one, and we never just, went for market share. But it's really about making smart decisions, deploying capital the right way, and really building that balanced business model.
Yeah, one of your Q3 highlights, in my opinion, was your ability to take advantage of that flywheel and originate from your book. And I'm wondering, was that mostly refinancings, or are you also originating a meaningful volume of purchase mortgages?
It's a combination. Most of it is refinance. So if you think about, our direct to consumer business, it is refinance centric. We do have purchase teams, and that part of the business is growing. So if you look at the percentage that we're recapturing there today, it's double what it was a year ago, and so we're making a ton of progress there. But it was mostly refinance.
And are those purchase teams targeting new business, or are they targeting your book for second home purchases?
They're targeting the book for someone that wants to sell their home and buy a new home, or it could be a second home as well. And so we have a team, we have models, we have processes around trying to help folks, help our team members, help our customers buy a new home if that's what they want to do, and help them sell their home.
There's been a bill running around Congress that's been on again, off again to ban trigger leads. If that bill eventually makes its way to passing, what do you think the impact's going to be on your business?
I think it's net a positive for us, honestly, because we have. If you think about the servicing, it's another thing I love about it. We have a long-term relationship with these customers, right? And the origination process can be anywhere from, call it 25 days to 90 days, but the servicing relationship can be 7 years or longer. And so we spend a lot of time and energy trying to deepen our relationship with our customers, trying to deliver to them tools that they can use to make the experience better. And so I think that actually helps us. We don't really use trigger leads as a primary way to reach out and connect with our customers. We have many touch points where we're helping customers. So I think it'll be a positive for us.
So 1.2 trillion plus at the end of Q3, is that post your acquisition of Flagstar's mortgage operations, or will Flagstar's book be added to that 1.2 plus trillion?
Flagstar's book will be added to that. So,
okay.
And we actually, when we announced the close of Flagstar at the end of October, we'll be over 1.5 trillion in servicing, and we'll be over 6 million customers. So if you think about that, that's that's a big number and a lot of customers, and we feel very, very thankful and honored that we can serve those homeowners.
It's a huge number. And I'm wondering how does Flagstar and any other acquisitions that you're thinking about for 2025 fit into your growth strategy? You said you didn't go at this aiming to be number one, rah, 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 but you are by far the number one right now, I think.
Yeah, we are. Look, we have an amazing team, and the team is really, acquiring portfolios, doing a transaction like Flagstar is, that's in our DNA, and we're really, really good at it. And if you think about Flagstar, there were moving parts there. We were acquiring MSRs. We also took over, a subservicing business, and we were bringing over team members. And there's not a lot of companies that can actually, do all of that and actually provide a holistic solution, to sellers of, servicing, subservicing, TPO business, et cetera. And so we feel like we're uniquely, we have real competitive advantages there. When you look at, we call it perfect the platform. We've made investments, over the last decade to, be the low cost provider, be the best at, providing our customers with tools. And we've got, more experience than anybody at acquiring servicing and working with, the regulatory bodies, the GSEs, et cetera, to get approvals to do that. So we think we're uniquely positioned to continue to grow, and we can provide solutions to pretty much any type of seller out there, that wants to sell MSRs.
So you built a really decently sized book of MSRs that are under your control. Where does the subservicing business fit into this picture, in terms of overall growth strategy?
Yeah, we actually, we love the subservicing business, right? It's a fee for service business. It's capital light. It really leverages the scale of our operating platform. And, we've partnered with what I would call, large financial buyers of servicing, or some large, independent mortgage banks to be their, servicing provider. And from a mix standpoint, it'll vary, but you're going to see us in that 50-50, maybe 60-40, kind of subservicing versus owned. We like that mix, again, because it allows us to take advantage of the scale that we have, the capabilities that we have, and provide those partners with a great servicing solution. And in some cases, they use our retention group as well. And so we think we can provide a lot of value-added service to those partners. And what, when you look out to 25 and 26, we definitely see room for growth there with existing partners and new.
So your M&A strategy, does it also look at other subservicing players in addition to other servicers in terms of companies that you might like to acquire?
We haven't spent a lot of time on other subservicing providers. Our model, again, is really focused on probably the larger, financial buyers, or the large independent mortgage bankers, or in some cases, large regional banks. And so we don't necessarily want to be everything to everybody. We've been, very focused on that group of partners. And we certainly would look at other subservicers, but I would say it's not kind of core to, our plans or our strategy in the near term.
And how do you structure M&A in your business? Do you have a separate team that is out there hunting for deals and then helping to integrate, or is it more embedded throughout the organization?
It's a bit of a combination. Like, we definitely have a corporate development team that is quite good and has years of experience at looking at, M&A opportunities. And then, we have embedded within the businesses, because we've done, again, more MSR transactions and acquisitions than anyone. We have teams within the business that's what they do, and they're quite good at it. And one of the areas of real focus is the transfer process. Mm-hmm. As you can imagine, we want to make sure that, onboarding the new customers is a great experience. We want to make sure that, both the seller and the new customers, feel like it's frictionless, when they come over to Mr. Cooper. And so there are teams throughout the company that are focused on that.
What is the Mr. Cooper brand? What does that mean?
Mr. Cooper is, I'll give you the short version of the story, but, when we rebranded to Mr. Cooper, call it 6-7 years ago, it was really about taking a hard look at, where do we want the company to go, in the near term and in the long term. And we talked to our customers, we talked to other, mortgage companies' customers. And ultimately, Diego, it came back to their relationship was with an individual, right? They liked Diego because he helped them save $350 a month by refinancing his house, or helped him save his home because he was going through a life event. So Mr. Cooper is really about every day. We want our team members being advocates for our customers, waking up every day saying, how can I help these customers? And, we have our values are champions, challengers, and cheerleaders. And that really, if you were to talk to anybody on our team, they're going to know those values. They're going to know what they stand for. And that's what we want to do, is wake up every day and taking care of our partners and taking care of our customers. And that's the rallying cry for the company.
Yeah, I love that. When you first did the rebranding, it really reminded me, I don't know if you remember Ask Jeeves, which is a search engine.
Yeah.
And, Jeeves was sort of your concierge to the web, and Mr. Cooper sort of strikes me as your concierge to help with your mortgage.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah, I love that. All right. So let's get into housing market data. A few months ago, it seemed like we might have a little bit of a mini refi boom in 2025. And you were able to take advantage of some lower rates by originating from your book, as we talked about before. But since then, and sort of counterintuitively, mortgage rates have gone up pretty significantly since the Fed started cutting interest rates. Where do you see rates going in 2025?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something we spend a lot of time on, obviously. We think, right now rates are going to be higher for longer. I mean, if you look at kind of, all the economic data, you look at the transition that we're going through, we don't see, in the near term at least, any catalyst for rates going, lower in a meaningful way. I think our view is, we need to be ready for it. We have additional capacity that we're carrying in our origination business. We're making investments there still to make the process, better for, again, team members and customers. But we don't see, rates moving in a meaningful way in the near future.
Same. We actually just released HousingWire's forecast for 2025, and we don't see meaningful movement either. So how does housing market data, like mortgage rates, like inventory of homes available for sale, how do those metrics impact and interact with your growth strategy at Mr. Cooper?
Well, I think, back to kind of my original comment, we really, really focus on that balanced business model. And so at the end of the day, our servicing business, and you've seen this over the last 2 to 3 years, has really performed extremely well in a rising rate environment, in a higher rate environment, right? And we think, so we're built for that. And then when rates, do drift lower, and ultimately they will, the origination business is built for that. And so we're very focused on, trying to be able to really produce solid results in any rate scenario. And then you have complementing kind of our own MSRs and our direct consumer retention group that's really focused on that, with our other fee-for-service businesses, right? We have the big subservicing business. We have our special servicing business. And so, those are businesses, again, that in any rate environment are going to perform well. And if you were to get into a higher delinquency environment, clearly special servicing would contribute more zone would contribute more, et cetera. So, long way of saying we really have tried to build a kind of a fortress balanced business model that can, withstand kind of the different cycles that we've all lived through.
Smart. You can't control mortgage rates, so you might as well build a business that is good wherever mortgage rates are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So your CTO, Sridhar Sharma, was a featured speaker at HousingWire's AI Summit back in late July. And one of my big takeaways from his talk was that AI and other technology is really enabling Mr. Cooper to grow revenue without necessarily growing headcount. And that's amazing. What else is AI unlocking for you and your business at Mr. Cooper?
Yeah, like I'm super excited about it. I think it's a really exciting time to be in our industry, and we're going to see amazing results from our AI investments. And there's probably 3 or 4 areas that it's really making an impact. One, I would start with documents. We have our Pyro tool there that ingests documents, digitizes, those documents. And if you think about, for instance, the MSRs that we acquire, we can literally ingest those documents in 24 to 40, no matter what the size of the acquisition is, ingest those in 24 and 48 hours, which is super powerful because it gives you the data, quickly, you can reconcile the advances. I mean, all the things that go into a transfer. So I'd say documents is one piece. I would say agent assist is another. Like if you think about the ability to really help a customer service agent know, what the customers, what they're looking for, what the answer they need is, help them navigate to that answer in a more efficient way. That's a big area I think that we're going to focus on, or we are focusing on. QC. I mean, if you think about all the testing that's done in our business, just the intensive regulatory nature of our business, I mean, being able to, do that in a smarter way, a more efficient way, I think AI is going to play, a real meaningful role there as well. So those are a few areas that, we're really focused on. And it's really in both the origination and the servicing business where we're seeing the opportunity. I mean, one brief example, you think about a customer service and a customer call. At the end of the call, there's a wrap-up process, right? And so normally the customer service agent would have to take time, kind of summarize the call, use different codes, et cetera, to, really tell us what happened, with the call and what the next steps are. Now we have an AI tool that does all that, right? It basically summarizes the call and does it in a very efficient and, precise manner. And then from that data, then you can drive to the next step. If there's a follow-up needed, you can kind of drive to that. So it's really powerful.
Yeah. Tell me more about that call summary because, I'm a frequent user of Zoom, and there are some other platforms that I use that will give me notes from calls that I've been on. And it's sort of, I would imagine that your system is learning based on, the real world examples that you're doing with your clients. Is that getting better and better? Are your customer service reps telling you that that's getting better?
They are. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, you said it best. It is all about the data, right? Yeah. And if you think the amount of data we have is staggering. I think it's 16 petabytes of data, which, that's a lot. And it's, we're in continuous learning mode, to your point, with these models, the more data, the more calls, et cetera, they're just getting better and better. So when you look at the group of agents that's using this today, we are getting, really good feedback, and it is only improving over time.
So when you think about growing the team at Mr. Cooper, I think one of the big fears is that AI is going to replace everybody. How does this learning this learning entity that is helping you grow your business. How does that impact your hiring plans for 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, look, I think ultimately, this still is a people business, right? At the end of the day, this is the largest asset for our customers and for most Americans. And so, the way I look at these tools are it's an enhancement to the experience, right? It allows you to really have a better customer service experience. It allows you to, if the customer wants to self-serve, they can self-serve. I mean, it just gives you the power to actually meet them where they want to be met and deliver the best experience possible. And so, and with our growth and with our plans to continue to grow, we're going to need team members, right? At the end of the day, even with these tools. And I think with these tools, again, are going to make, it's exciting because our team members are learning, new tools, they're learning new skill sets, and they're also being able to deliver a better customer service experience. So I think ultimately it's a win-win-win for team members, customers, and the company.
Well, Jay, this has been an action-packed conversation. I've really enjoyed catching up with you about Mr. Cooper. I think it's a really important business in the mortgage ecosystem. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure. Happy to do it, and really enjoyed it as well. Talk to you later, Diego. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.